Hey everyone, this is PM Sport Talk, the father and son duo podcast. I'm your host Preston, alongside my father Mike and dad. How are we doing today?
Hey, I'm doing great. Awesome weekend in sports. The playoffs, NBA, NHL started. A little local flavor here in Rochester with the Americans clinching the spot in the American Hockey League. And, of course, the Sabres, which we'll get into later.
Sound a little bit salty.
Just a tad. Just a tad.
All right, well, we will get into that a little bit later on here in our episode, but we're going to start off here in the NFL. Like we say about every episode, the NFL never goes away. So we had some exciting news regarding trades on Saturday. The Cincinnati Bengals acquire Dexter Lawrence from the New York Giants. The New York Giants will now have another first-round pick this year. They'll be picking 10th.
Yeah, it's kind of I think it's a great trade for the Giants. Get a 10th pick, go along with, I think they have the 5th and 10th or 6th and 10th, something like that. So they have two top 10 picks. Awesome for them. They need a lot of things. Obviously, they won 3 games last year, so that's great for them. Cincinnati, maybe it's good for them. I'm not sure. Dexter Lawrence is going to be 29. He's had some good years. Last year wasn't his greatest year. If he plays like he did 2 years ago, then it's a good trade. If he doesn't, then it's another one of those Cincinnati Bengal trades that leaves you scratching your head. I understand why they did it. They have Burrow there, and he's getting a little annoyed that the defense can never hold up there into the bargain. So they're trying to do what they can to help he's a run stuffer. So sure up that run stop defense, and he does get a little pressure on the quarterback as well. So I understand what they're doing, but I almost think I would rather pick a young guy at 10. If you want that kind of player, just pick a young. You would have got a very good defensive lineman at 10.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you go that route? And you wouldn't have to pay him as much either.
Now you're out of a first-round pick as well.
So, they're thinking now, I guess. Win now. So maybe Dexter Lawrence is more developed than a guy you're getting in the draft. But I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure, though. We saw what Derek Harmon did for Pittsburgh last year. When he played, their defense was good. And when he missed games, their defense wasn't that good.
Yeah, this class especially has a lot of good defensive interior linemen. A bunch come from Miami, Ohio State.
Yeah,
there's a bunch of guys that you can easily take, and they can make an impact. But I guess the Bengals weren't willing to take the risk, and they decided, hey, let's get Dexter Lawrence here. We're going to have to give him a first-round pick. But we get a star defensive player, and
maybe.
Well, let's not act like Dexter Lawrence is bad. He's like one of the best defensive linemen in football.
All right. But was he last year?
Yeah.
All right. He played for the Giants team that defense was horrible.
Well, that's why you didn't hear about it, because he's on the Giants. But
yeah,
let's not act like Dexter Lawrence is some bad player.
No, I'm not saying he's a bad player. All I'm saying is you could have got almost the same thing maybe at the 10 pick and 7 years younger, 10 years younger.
Yeah, but like I said, that's probably a risk. Think to your own point. Burrow getting annoyed. The Bengals need some answers now. So they're out of a first-round pick. They might be out of a young player for their franchise. But, you know what you're getting with Dexter Lawrence. He's a stud. So I don't mind the move. They might regret it based on how things played out. But I think it's a good trade for both teams. Because clearly, we talked about last episode about how this might be something for bait to get more money, but clearly it wasn't. Clearly Lawrence just wanted a fresh start somewhere else, so the Giants just got what they could for him, and I think they got a very good deal for him.
Yeah, I think it's great for the Giants.
Yeah, now you got two first-round picks.
And it could be good for the Cincinnati, too. We'll have to wait and see. But
Giants, now, they were sort of juggling with what position they're going to take. Heck, they could probably take a receiver and then add another player to that defense. So or go double down on defense. Who knows? But that's a good trade for them nonetheless.
Yeah, 2 top 10 players potentially. So that's a win for the Giants for sure. Get rid of a player that didn't want to be there. You got Harbaugh, first-year coach, doesn't want to deal with that distraction. Bring in some young guys that he can develop, and away they go.
Yeah, we'll see how this trade plays off as time goes on. Draft's coming up pretty soon here. When is it? Next week?
It's this Thursday.
This Thursday.
Right?
Yeah, I mean,
Or is it 2 Thursday? No, it's this Thursday.
Yeah, I feel like we gotta touch a little more on that, so we will. But yeah, now the Giants this Thursday will be picking 2 times on day 1, so that's always a good thing. So
yeah, great for them. We'll see for Cincinnati.
Well, also in the NFL, the Dallas Cowboys earlier today decide to grant Brandon Aubrey a wish. He is now the highest paid kicker in NFL history, a 4 years, $28 million deal.
Kind of a no-brainer. He's the best kicker in the league right now. So I have no issues with that. It's probably one of the smarter things Dallas has done in a while. So kudos making the right decision for once for Dallas.
Yeah, $28 million. I mean, if any kicker is going to get paid that sort of money, it's going to be him, right? I mean, the guy cannot miss.
It'd have to be him, right? I mean, he's, if not the best, one of the best. I mean, he's got the longest range of anybody. So, yeah, I mean, it's a no-brainer. You got to have a good kicker to win in the league. If you have a bad kicker, no matter how good your team is, there's a good chance you're going to lose because you know how many games come down to the leg of a kicker. So,
yeah,
had to do it. And for once, Jerry Jones, didn't get involved, or maybe he did. Maybe he's the reason they got signed. I don't know, but he didn't mess it up. Let me put it that way.
So we were just talked on the NFL draft. Again, these could be rumors to get people talking. They could not be because of the team that this involves. But Arizona, according to many league sources, there is a lot of belief that pick, they pick third, that could be Jeremiah Love right there. And I think it's very weird how why would they do that? I don't know. Because running backs, especially in this day and age, they don't last long.
No, they're not picking Jeremiah Love. If they do that, then they're really messed up there. They don't need a running back. Running backs for a dime a dozen. I know he's special, but that's not what they need there. They need a quarterback. Maybe they don't like Simpson.
I mean, I don't think that they.
Who's their quarterback?
I don't think they can go quarterback this year. This class is horrible.
Well, who's their quarterback?
Do
they even have one?
No, they definitely do. I just can't think of who it is.
It's not. What's his name's not there? The old reliable backup there.
Brissett.
He's gone, right?
Yeah. Hold on. I'm gonna do my research real quick.
Don't they have to take a quarterback?
Brissett is there.
He is there.
It's him and Gardner Minshew.
Well, maybe they just ride it out.
They're gonna go with the bridge. Maybe Brissett's the perfect guy to do that with. So
they have 2 bridge guys, I guess, Minshew and Brissett. But if they're not looking to win this year, I guess that's what they'll do. And maybe they just take the best available player at 3. I'm not exactly sure what the Cardinals have for needs the most.
Everything.
I mean, quarterback is their biggest need, but if they don't like Simpson, then there really is.
I just think it would be a mistake not to take a defensive player. I mean, this draft is loaded with defensive talent.
Yeah, I mean, they could always what they'll probably do, like you said, take a defensive player. The Ohio State guys, the Miami guys, one of those guys, linebackers, safeties, corners, linemen. Those 2 teams were loaded with all of those, and if they like one of the, I don't know their pick status, what they have for picks, second round, they could always, if Simpson's there, if they kind of like him, they could take a chance with him. Or if they like one of these other guys, like from Miami, Beck or something like that, just maybe not in the second round, third or fourth round or something.
Aller.
Drew Aller, one of those guys, and put them in there because they're not going to be good this year. So that's probably what they'll do.
They're in a rebuild, and
I bet they pick a quarterback like that, somebody like in the 3rd, 4th round, something.
I think that's got to be something they do or consider, because besides the Las Vegas Raiders, I'm not touching a quarterback from these teams in the 1st round.
Yeah, there's talk the Jets maybe. I don't know.
The Jets drafting Ty Simpson would be would make sense. I wouldn't even be shocked.
I mean, they have the 2 and 16, so they could pick him. If I was the Jets, if they like him, he'll probably still be there at 16.
Yeah, I think they got to go something.
They need a really good player at 2, so a sure thing.
That could be so many guys.
I heard they're either taking Reese from Ohio State or the guy from Texas Tech. I can't remember his name.
Is his name Bailey? David Bailey?
David Bailey. That's what I heard. So
yeah, I think those are 2 phenomenal players. Can't go wrong with either of those, in my opinion.
But you know how that draft is. Whatever you hear they're going to take might not be that at all, because they're just, it's all smoke screens.
It's like the 1st overall pick is
like the only one.
Is usually a sure thing, and then you don't know after that.
No,
which makes it pretty interesting.
Right, because the Texans, when they picked Will Anderson, everybody thought they were picking was it the Texans that did that?
No, they picked C.J. Stroud 2nd, and then they traded back up to 4, I think, to get Anderson.
Maybe it was Richardson.
Colts
took Richardson. Nobody thought that was going to happen. So, yeah, these draft, you never know.
Yeah,
what you think is going to happen is, other than the 1st, maybe the 2nd pick. If there's 2, there's usually only 1 quarterback, sometimes 2, but usually only 1 that's head and shoulders above everybody else. He goes first, and then after that, you never know. So
yeah, for sure. I mean, this draft is not very loaded with quarterbacks like it was last year, I think.
Well, last year wasn't that great either, was it?
Or, sorry, I meant the year. I'm thinking about the year that you just mentioned with Bryce Young, Stroud, Richardson.
This was supposed to be the year.
Yeah, and you're not going to see any quarterbacks this year. It's receivers and defense is the main 2 positions that are loaded this year.
All those guys that were supposed to be really good, Cade Klubnik, Garrett Nussmeier,
horrible.
Those guys all fell off the face of the earth. They were all supposed to be top 1st round, early 2nd round picks, and now you don't even know. I mean, they'll get drafted, but they might be like 5th round draft picks.
Oh, they'll be very late. Yeah. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. But yeah, the draft is going to be defensive minded for sure. There's so much talent. And like you said, it's the Ohio State Miami guys that really fill up this 1st round. So
yeah,
it's pretty interesting there.
Yeah, they do. They're going to have the most players, those 2 teams, I would say. At least defensive players. And Miami's got offensive linemen too. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of players from those 2 teams. I'm a little interested to wonder what your thoughts are on the Steelers. Are they going best player available? Or are they going, now that they don't necessarily have to take a receiver in the 1st round?
I think, I don't know if you saw, but Broderick Jones, we don't know because he re-aggravated that neck.
I think they're going.
I would love to see the Steelers go offensive line again. Like, that's not going to get you excited, but you need an offensive line to win in any level of football. So I think the Steelers, I would love to see them go offensive line. And then you could probably grab a receiver in the 2nd round. Because who are you looking at in the 2nd round? I mean, Omar Cooper's name is heating up. Any of the Indiana guys, you could probably look at Surratt too if you wanted.
They need a guy, some speed, because that's what they don't have. They have kind of 2 possession. I mean, Metcalf can run good, but they need that game breaker because they have, what's his name from the Colts there? He's a possession. Pittman. He's not a speed guy. I mean, he's not slow, but he's not
after that trade, you don't have much pressure to trade or to pick a receiver. But with Austin leaving, one of your first 2 picks has to be receiver. So
You're probably right. They probably do take offensive linemen.
and I would be completely fine with that, to be honest. I mean, our offensive line has really gotten better over the past couple of years. You look at guys like Broderick Jones, Zach Frazier, who's center. Frazier's the center. I'm thinking of Mason McCormick.
Yep.
You got tons of guys there. And Sumalu left for the Cardinals, so
Fontenot.
yep. So I think they could go someone who could play guard or tackle.
Probably right, especially with that injury. That would make sense. If there's a good one there, they're probably going to go there. That would be the smart thing to do, I guess. And then
You sound, you know how opposite we sound right now? You're like, oh, I guess that would be the smart thing.
it is the smart thing, but offensive lineman. They took Harmon first last year, right?
Yeah.
Fontenot was the year before, or was
Harmon was a good pick. Fontenot was the year before.
Year before, okay.
I was upset about the Louise, I can't talk Fontenot pick because I think I was wondering why we didn't draft Porter or Gonzalez. And then we ended up getting Porter in the second round. So I'm like, all right, that works for me.
It worked out, yeah. So they went defensive line last year, probably offensive line. I mean, Rodgers probably is coming back. From all the things I've heard today, watching sports, anything to do with sports.
Mad Dog,
well, yeah, but, through any of the shows and online and everything else, there's a good chance he's coming back. And so you got to have a good offensive line. If that's the case, and if he's not coming back, say it's Will Howard. I mean, he's a young quarterback. You want a good offensive line for a young quarterback too. So probably the smart thing to do. It's not exciting. That's what wins you games. Offensive line wins games.
Let's not draft. Let's stay away from Ty Simpson, please.
Yeah, I don't see that. I know there's been a lot of people speculating that, but you already have Will Howard.
That would be the one pick that. And McCarthy doesn't even like guys his size. He likes those big quarterbacks. So if anything, if we're gonna pick a quarterback, it would be in the middle of the pack, middle round, and you're looking at either Carson Beck or Drew Aller.
Yeah, I mean,
and this is let's be honest, Mike McCarthy could already have the answer on if Rodgers is coming back or not, because this is the same thing last year. Tomlin knew forever he was coming to Pittsburgh, but nobody said a word about it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the Steelers know. At least they may not know 100%. They have a 90% know what he's doing. They didn't make any quarterback moves, and they're not drafting Simpson. They already have Will Howard they drafted last year.
And
so
if we're talking about Aaron Rodgers and his personality, do we think that his last throw of his career is going to be a pick six? I just have a hard time thinking that Aaron Rodgers, out of all people, goes out on that note.
And he respected Mike Tomlin, so there was no nonsense with him last year. But you got to know, and just how Aaron Rodgers thinks, he knows probably that he can probably influence Mike McCarthy a little bit more than he could Tomlin. I'm not saying McCarthy's a pushover or anything like that, but, he's dealt with him before. He knows how he works. He probably knows what he can do, what he can't do with him. Mm-hmm. So I would think he would feel comfortable. So if he's playing football, he's coming back, and I think he's coming back. So it's going to be another year with Aaron Rodgers, good or bad. Who knows? He can still play.
We don't really have a better option, and he wasn't that bad last year. He was actually pretty good. So, yeah, we'll have to see how that plays out. He'll be, 42, 43 this year, something like that. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. So, one more thing before we move on.
Big one, actually.
You want to say it?
Well, no, you go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
If we're on the same page.
I don't know if we are.
A.J. Brown to the Patriots.
Oh, right. Yes. Yeah. I completely forgot about that one. Yeah. A.J. Brown, ladies and gentlemen, is more than likely going to be a Patriot post June 1st. And this is Adam Schefter reporting and not other reporters. But yeah, this is Adam Schefter reporting that more than likely, it's pretty much you can consider it done. A.J. Brown will be playing for the New England Patriots next year.
Let's see how well that goes over with geez, I'm drawing a blank. Why can't I remember names? That sucks getting old.
Hurts.
No, it's gonna go over good with Hurts, I think. He's gonna be glad he's gone.
May.
Drake May. See if A.J. Brown. I mean, Vrabel's there, so he can keep him under control, but I don't think he's going to want to deal with how A.J. Brown was in Philadelphia. So it's going to have to be a different A.J. Brown.
I think, Vrabel. I mean, let's not forget he already coached A.J. Brown before in Tennessee.
Yeah, and for all the reporting that I saw, he didn't want him to be traded when they traded him. So that was, or was he a free agent? Whatever he was.
He was traded on draft day.
He was traded. Yeah. So from what I heard, Vrabel really didn't want to trade him. So, so he's back with him.
Yeah.
One would hope he'd be on his best behavior, but you never know with A.J. Brown. So.
You don't. You really don't. So, yeah, that's one to keep an eye on. And then the last thing I want to do before we move on to another sport, a little local flavor. Let's make predictions. If you're a Buffalo Bills fan, who do you want them to take in the first round?
Jeez. Buffalo Bills. I don't think they need offensive help.
Yeah, the trade with Moore might allow them to more freedom with the first round pick.
They need defense. It's all about defense for Buffalo, I think, or offensive
I agree.
line. So
no, I think they go defense. They have to, really. And where do they pick? Like 20 something again?
That's gonna be a late pick.
So I don't know. They go. I think they got to go something in the secondary. A secondary or a linebacker.
Yeah, I mean
they can really
go almost anywhere.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. They can really pick anything, and it would be a good pick. Yeah.
I mean, they got what's his name?
Oliver. They got Oliver up front.
No, but I mean, he just came over from
Chubb.
But I don't know. He's decent still, but he's not. I could see them going defensive line. They could go almost anywhere.
Yeah.
Best available player for the Bills. The best defensive player available is where they should go in the draft, whoever that is. A lot of those guys are going to be gone, the really good ones, but I'm sure there'll be somebody there that they can take.
Yeah.
But, they got to go defense.
Mm-hmm.
Their offense scores points. They don't need offense.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think they got to go defense. I think they probably look at secondary, probably, or linebacker or something. So we'll see how that goes there this Thursday NFL draft. Now we can move on to some playoff sports, and we're right back in the swing of things with sports. Lots to talk about. We'll start in basketball, the hoops land, with the NBA scores. We just had our first wave of game ones on Saturday and Sunday. And so as far as the play-in goes, quick brief over that. Hornets defeat the Heat with a little bit of controversy, not regarding how the game went. Did you see the stuff with LaMelo and Bam?
Yeah, I mean,
did you see the play?
Yeah, I saw the play, but
do we think that's intentional?
Probably. It's LaMelo Ball.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but they got their comeuppance in the next game, so.
So Hornets beat the Heat. Then they went on to lose to the loser of the 7-seed game, the Magic. So, and then in the Western Conference, Trailblazers take on San Antonio. Suns take on OKC. Round one, the Raptors versus Cleveland. The Cavaliers win game one here. Let's be honest, this series is probably going to be 5-6 max Cleveland wins.
Yeah, I say 5 for Cleveland. I don't have a lot of confidence in the Raptors. I haven't seen much of the Raptors this year, but I just think Cleveland's they'll win this first. They win first round. They'll win this first round series, but then they'll lose the next round.
Yeah, they're too good to lose these games. Take a look at the Cavs stats. You got Donovan Mitchell with his 32, Harden with 22, Max Strus with 24. Dad, this duo with the starting five looks good. How long do you think until that starts to crumble a little bit? You think they'll be all right for the first round?
They'll be all right for the first round. All depends on their second round matchup. They might get a favorable matchup depending on how that Pistons series goes, because I believe the NBA does not reseed, so
No,
they're
wait.
going to get the Piston Magic winner if they win.
I think no, they do. I think.
I don't think they do.
Are you sure? Because I think they do it based on. Maybe they don't. I don't know. I thought it was the highest seed plays the lowest seed for each round. So, I mean, either way.
Either way, Cleveland. Well, it depends on that. That's a big thing because if their matchup, even if they get the Pistons, I don't know. Before the playoffs started, I was like, Cleveland, losing the second round to the Pistons, but I know it's only one game. But after watching the Pistons play yesterday, I'm not so sure because they can't score.
No, they can't. They have one guy doing the scoring, and that's not going to cut it. It's Cade, and it's only Cade out there playing basketball.
The NBA does not reseed, so
They do not. Okay, so it would be Cavs versus the winner of that series.
yeah. So
If they get Orlando, they could be going to the Eastern Conference Final.
they could, and which I never thought was possible. They got a favorable matchup.
Do you think the Cavs could go to the Eastern Conference Finals even if they get matched up against Detroit?
I do. I didn't think that before, but I'm thinking that now. Unless something, I mean, I know it's early. It's hard to say.
Yeah, they're gonna get a good. They got a good draw for whatever seed they got. What they're the 4 seed.
Yeah, they're the 4 seeds.
Yeah, so they're gonna be taking on Detroit or Orlando, and they can, I'd say, easily win against either of those teams.
Now I think they will probably lose to the Boston Knicks winner.
Yeah.
But especially with Harden, I think, his playoff acumen will come out in a championship round. He'll do his game 6 on series on the line or game 7 series on the line where he'll have 5 points, and shoot 1 for 20 from 3-point range.
Yeah.
But
That's if they get to 7 games against whoever they play.
right. So I do think they'll peter out eventually against one of those teams. But, I mean, next week's show, these series will probably only be in like the third game for how long the NBA stretches out these playoff series, especially the first round, at 4 days off in between some of these games. But so I'll have a better answer for you on the Pistons because maybe it's just one game. Maybe
right. We don't want to overreact.
But it was a bad sign on how that game went and how it was only Cade Cunningham that could score.
Orlando
They're good.
Let's be honest. I don't know what it is with them, but they have, whenever they're like a lower seed, they just have really a lot of success in game ones.
I think
I don't know what it is. They did it in 2019 when they were the 8th seed. I think they were taking on Toronto that year. They won it all, and they won game 1 in that series as well. So.
They almost, wasn't it 2 years ago? They almost beat Cleveland.
Yeah.
And then last year they played the Celtics tough. So they only have 45 wins, but I think they had a lot of injuries. They're better than 45 win team. They're kind of a big team too. Banchero's big, and they got a lot of guys that can score.
And and I was mentioning that to you. They play together. I mean, there's not really that one guy.
Right.
I mean, they have a guy that can get you a bucket when you need it, but there's not that one guy that's stealing the show. You know what I mean?
Right. Whereas Detroit, it's like Cade.
It's Cade or nothing.
Give the ball to Cade and everybody get out of the way.
Yeah, right.
So that has to change for Detroit. They're not going far.
No.
I really didn't watch them play much. I didn't watch much of the NBA this year because it's hard to watch regular season NBA. But I watched plenty of the Pistons in the playoffs last year, and this team's not a whole lot different from last year's team, I don't think.
And they played the Knicks very well.
Yeah, and so I guess we can't just go off of one game. We have to see more. But I'm changing my tune on Cleveland a little bit. That maybe they're better than I thought, and whoever they play next round could be a really great series. So.
Well, like we said, it's only game 1, but Yeah, lot to look at from here. Let's go on now to another game here. T-Wolves Nuggets will go next. Nuggets win this one. Let's go to the stats all together. So this is what I want to show. The Timberwolves had 19 free throws the entire game. The Nuggets get 33. And watching this game, the refs were they had the Nuggets had a very good whistle. I'll tell you that. I mean, I don't want to say that's the entire reason like why they won because they're a great team. They got great guys. They're very well rounded. Yeah, but I just don't like to see games decided on how much free throws and fouls are called because there was a foul called in this game like every second. It was almost unwatchable.
If you look at the other stats, yeah, that's pretty much why they won was free throws because all the other stats are very even.
Mm-hmm.
3-pointers, one had 11, one had 10. Field goals, one had 38, the other one had 40. Free throw is the disparity. So you're right. Maybe they deserve more. So kudos to them for probably going inside more than Minnesota did. Minnesota doesn't really go inside much, do they?
Yeah. And one thing, because I watched this, is like one of the, I think I missed the Cleveland game, and then I watched this game. The Timberwolves, mainly Julius Randle, he had a rough game, and the Nuggets were able to come together defensively and have a lot more defensive success because they could just leave him open. They were leaving Randle a lot, and he wasn't making them pay. He couldn't knock down a jumper to save his life. So if you're the Timberwolves, from now on, whoever it is, you gotta make them pay. You can't let the other team leave guys open and just because you know who the focus is going to be on. It's going to be on number 5, Anthony Edwards. He's the guy for this team, and it doesn't help that the Nuggets can intentionally foul Rudy Gobert whenever he goes inside. The Nuggets are a smart team like that, and they were doing that a lot. And we know Gobert, he can't make free throws. So
yeah, I like Denver this series. I mean,
Denver is just, and it's something about Jamal Murray in the playoffs. That guy is a performer when the lights are the brightest.
Yeah, absolutely. He's always. They kind of, I mean, they had a good regular season. They finished 3rd, but you don't hear a lot about them. Then, like I say, the playoffs come along, they right back. They're right there every time. So, I would expect them to beat the Timberwolves. It might go 6, maybe, but I would expect Denver to win.
I think this will be a good series. But yeah, I'm right with you. I got Denver in this one. Just because they got Jokic and Murray, though, that's a very good duo.
Yeah, the Timberwolves can't counter that duo. So,
yeah. We'll take a look now at the Rockets and Lakers. We saw the Hawks and Knicks. That the Knicks won that game 1. Not really much there. The Lakers, no chance. No Reeves, no Doncic. They're losing in 4 games. Well, LeBron James in the first quarter had 8 assists, and Luke Kennard played the game of his life with 27 points and shot 5 for 5, 100% from 3.
Yeah, I was shocked. I mean, if you would have told me that the Lakers and Rockets are going to meet up and Durant's not going to play for the Rockets, I might have said, okay, then the Lakers have a chance. So
Durant, yeah, that's a good point. Durant did not play game 1. I was just going to make that. So, but the Rockets, I mean,
they can't score either.
They can't really. Without Durant, he opens up the floor, right? Because it doesn't really matter. He's having a little bit of a down year this year, but even if Kevin Durant is having a down year, he still opens up so much opportunity just because of his name.
Yeah.
Like and the Rockets without him, they just could not score. This was a low scoring game for both teams, but man, they could not. They didn't even crack 100 this game.
Yeah, if he's back in game 2 and those other guys are not back for the Lakers, I still pick the Rockets to win the series. But like I said, these series are spread out so many, like 2 weeks. So we don't know who's going to be playing.
Yeah.
So if you go off of the guys that played this game and play next game, well, then I give the edge to the Lakers. But if Durant comes back and it's the same Laker team, then I got to give the edge to the Rockets because Luke Kennard's not going to have 27 points again. He's not going to go 5 for 5 again. It's unlikely that he's going to have that kind of game. Now, he might have 15, but
yeah,
him having 27 again, I don't see that. So.
And the Lakers were just clicking. I mean, DeAndre Ayton had a good game. He's struggled a lot this year, but he had 19 and 11. And LeBron with 19, 13, and 8. Rui Hachimura is a decent player. He'll give you your consistent 15, 16 points, and then Marcus Smart was with his 15.
Maybe this,
But I mean, just looking at both teams, I don't know if I'm just expecting more players to touch the floor, but it just doesn't seem like, especially for the Lakers, their starters don't get much rest.
Yeah, so
I mean, Vanderbilt off the bench, I guess they get a decent amount, but yeah, all of their starters were very close to playing 40 minutes.
Yeah, well, the Lakers have 2 starters out, so
that
eliminates their bench.
Yeah,
so
which is why the point you're making is important. So if the Lakers want to win this series, everybody's gonna have to click. Everybody's gonna have to do their part, and it's gonna have to be like this for 4 more or 3 more wins.
That's why I don't see it unless get one. Doncic might be back. I don't know.
Yeah, I've heard more and more about that.
About him,
he might be more likely to come back before Reeves, which is
that's what it sounds like. So if they get him back,
if they get him back, the Rockets are not winning this series.
So
it's just as simple as that. But Lakers win game 1, 107-98. A lot of things to pay attention to there. We don't have to take a peek at the Celtics or the Thunder games. Those games were over before they started.
Those series are over before they started.
Yep.
So
and Magic Pistons. This is where we'll go. We'll go Magic Pistons. Look at the stats from this game. The 8 seed goes up 1-0 in game 1. And yeah, let's take a look at the Pistons stats real quick. You got Cade Cunningham with 39 points. The only other person to get double-digit points was Tobias Harris with 17. Just can't happen. It just can't happen. Somebody's got to do something.
Yeah, that's Jalen Duran. I mean, he's got to do more than that.
Yeah.
8 points?
Yeah, and he wasn't doing that well on the boards either.
Minus 21 when he was out there. If you
Yeah.
look at his plus minus. I mean, that's just horrible.
Yeah. And he's supposedly the second best player on this team. And that's what he's doing when he touches the floor.
Yeah.
You expect more out of him.
I'm going to say this is an aberration, I would think.
There's no way that
they're going to be this bad.
Yeah, there's no way that this whole team plays this collectively bad
and
for the rest of the series.
I would expect Cunningham to maybe he not have 39, but he's going to get you 30 points a game. So
Cunningham's going to be there. It's just a matter of who's going to step up with him and give him help. Because as Tobias Harris had 17 points, he did not shoot that well from the floor.
No, he's only 5 for 50.
I mean, props to him. He was the only one doing some scoring. At least he was helping with the scoring, but it can't just be Cade and friends.
Durant has to do a lot better than that. I mean, that's all there is to it. If he doesn't pick up his game, then they're going to get beat by Orlando, I think. So.
Yeah, that's the key right there. So that really wraps up our NBA scores. We have more game 2s, and we'll have a lot more of the series here in round 1 to break down next week. We do want to head over to hockey real quick.
Oh, by the way, they'll be in game 2 next week when we're talking. That's how much they stretch this out. But
yeah, game 2 is actually tonight, so I don't know what this guy's talking about. But yeah, so we'll take a look at the games in hockey now, where the NHL playoffs, I just love playoff hockey so much. It's amazing.
I make this point.
Yeah,
every year.
we know what you think about it, so we don't want to get on that tangent with the time we have. But yeah, let's get into the games here. Senators, Hurricanes. Hurricanes jump out 1-0 in their series with a 2-0 shutout against the Ottawa Senators, and this was a great defensive performance from the Hurricanes.
Yeah, they are the favorite to come out of the East, alongside Tampa and probably, I don't know who the third favorite is, but Tampa and Carolina are the two top teams expected to come out of this round, out of the East to represent in the Stanley Cup. Carolina, I think, is everybody's consensus pick. Good start for them, like you said, no goals. Game was close, though. 2-0. Ottawa played a tough game. They don't score a lot, I think that's Ottawa's problem. But I think they'll win a couple games in this series. Though I think they'll go 6, but Carolina will win. And
Carolina just looked really good in this game.
Yeah.
So, yeah, favorites to come out of the East, like you said, and they showed it here in Game 1.
I mean, they've been right there every year. They just can't get by Florida or Tampa.
And
Tampa's not as good this year.
Florida's not in it.
Florida's not in it. So this could be their year.
Yep. So there it is. Hurricanes jump out 1-0. Let's take a look at our next game. A shocker to some. The Minnesota Wild coming to Dallas and just absolutely blow them out 6-1.
Yeah, because Dallas and Colorado are the two favorites to come out of the West, even though if they both win their series, will play in the next round, which is kind of stupid. But it's just the way the NHL playoffs are. That's the one bad thing about the NHL playoffs, the way their rounds are set up. But anyway, Minnesota's good too. They're right there. But shocker that they went into Dallas and just took them behind the woodshed.
Yeah, I think what makes it shocking, I mean, Minnesota's a good team, but to go into the opposing territory of the second best team in the West and just embarrass them, is the way to put it. Shocking, but what a performance from the Wild to get a 1-0 lead in this series.
I still have to see more from them because the Wild, and they're always they never seem to have playoff success. So this could be a 7-game series. Dallas will come back ablaze in the next game. I would expect them to win the next game. But it's going to go along. This series has a long way to go. I still think Dallas wins it in the end, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's 7.
So we'll go to the next game now as Minnesota wins that one 6-1. Flyers, Penguins. This is going to be a high-intense series. I would imagine
7-game series, in my opinion.
The battle for Pennsylvania and Philadelphia jumps ahead 1-0 in this series.
Yeah, great game. Nothing, not that what you would expect from these two teams. Like I said, battle for Pennsylvania. Every time they play, doesn't seem to matter who's on the rosters for these teams. You know, Sidney Crosby's always there for Pittsburgh.
Oh, yeah. And Sidney Crosby made it known he absolutely hates the Philadelphia Flyers. So
doesn't seem to matter who the other players are on these teams. These are different players than the last time. It's been a while since these teams played in the playoffs, but it's always going to be a battle. They finished. They very close point wise. I might have been tied even. I'm not sure, but so it's got 7 games, at least 6 games written all over it. Probably 7. So
this
3-2.
This game was 1-1 heading to the third, and the Flyers scored those 2 goals in the third. Penguins got that second goal late in the third, but they weren't able to get even, and Philadelphia was able to hang on for the first game in this series.
Notice these games in the NHL compared to the games in the NBA first round. The NBA games, other than maybe one, were unwatchable. Every one of these games, except for one, was a nail-biter. So, just saying. I had to bring that point in. On to the next game.
We know. You're hilarious. We'll go to Kings in Colorado. The Avalanche just dominate all year, but they win this first game 2-1.
This game was 0-0 for a long time.
Yeah.
And
it was that second period goal to put Avalanche up 1-0, and then both teams score in the third, and Avalanche take game one.
This game was close, but I would expect the Colorado to win this in 5.
Yeah.
Games, I think, will be close for the most part, but I think Colorado, too much, they'll win the series.
On to the next game with the Montreal Canadiens and the Tampa Bay Lightning. The game one going to overtime, and it was 4-3. Canadiens got the win, and a hat trick from Slavkovsky. It's
Yurov Slavkovsky, and I'm probably butchering that, but yeah,
Slavkovsky. Yeah,
he was a really high draft pick a while ago, and he's really coming.
I mean, him himself, he took 7 shots on goal. So,
Canadian. I'm a Bruins fan, and normally would hate the Canadians, but they haven't been in it in so long that I kind of was rooting for them. Because
really,
yeah, it's hard to believe that. Because I love watching games in Montreal. This is in Tampa, but when they move to Montreal, you'll see what I'm talking about. The games there are exciting. Crowd's always into it big time. It's just playoff hockey in Montreal is really fun. Used to love the Bruin Canadian matchups. Talked about it a little bit last week, I believe.
Yep.
And so just it's kind of good to have them back in the playoffs. They're going to give Tampa Bay all they want. I will not be shocked if they beat Tampa Bay. This could be another 7-game series. I mean, these first-round series in the NHL, there's going to be a lot of length to them, I think.
A lot of good matchups. So, 4-3, Canadiens win game one. Speaking of your Bruins and the local Sabres, the Buffalo Sabres, this was the best game of the week in any sport. Boston was up 2-0 in the third period.
7 or 8 minutes to go.
Yep, 7 or 8 minutes. I think when Buffalo scored their first goal with Tage Thompson, 8 minutes about, I'd say, made it 2-1. Fast forward a little bit. We're down to under 5 minutes to go. Tage Thompson ties the game with a shot that goes under, Jeremy Swayman's leg pad. Ties it at 2. Literally like about 30 seconds, a minute later, Samuelson gives Buffalo the lead. And then Bruins are forced to go empty net. Sabres get the stop. There's Alex Tuch up ahead to put the game away.
Yeah, and the Bruins end up getting a power play goal late, but it's not enough time left.
And the Boston Bruins have one of the biggest collapses I've ever seen. The important thing for them, they're going to have to flush this game, and probably they're going to have to win game 2, I would imagine.
This does not look good for the Bruins if you're a Bruins fan like I am. You had game 1 on the road wrapped up, and you let it slip away. It's hard to come back from these when those are that's a devastating loss to that team. We'll see what they're made of. I mean, Buffalo, they're very inexperienced. I don't even know who on this team's got a lot of playoff experience. I'm sure there's a few guys, but not a lot.
Not many. No.
The goalie definitely not. The Bruins definitely have a big time edge in goal, and for a while there, you could see the Swayman was the reason why they were ahead 2-0.
Swayman, yeah, he had a rough ending. The goal to go ahead, I won't put on him. It was kind of hard to see. A lot of traffic going on in front of him, but that one to tie the game, that was one he definitely should have had. I want to bring this up because now it is a very important point. How about Morgan Geekie having a wide open net and not shooting the puck?
I know. I think they were they up 2-0 at that point? It
would
have been 3-0.
I'm not sure.
I know.
I think they were. I think it was when they were up 1-0.
Was it up 1-0?
If not, it's probably much worse. But yeah,
I don't know what he was doing there.
Yeah, that needed to be a shot. That shot's going in. That's a goal.
He obviously did not see the open net there or something because he passes it into the scrum. It's like you see that a lot. It drives me nuts. These players try to make the perfect pass and this and that when they don't shoot. And because they're thinking pass, because they're thinking, oh, there's no way that going to have a wide open net. Got to find a player, make the perfect pass. And when he had the wide open net, and
He had
passed it up. And don't know if that changes the game. Like I said, I'm not sure what the score was. If it was 1-0, then it probably doesn't change much. But still.
Oh, well, if it's 1-0, it probably does. Because they score there, and let's say the Bruins score again. That's 3-0.
Game's probably over.
And even if the Sabres have that magical comeback, the game's tied at 3 because then that's not going to be wide open for Alex Tuch.
Right. True. So who knows how that changes the game.
Yeah.
Anyway, great atmosphere in Buffalo. It's good to see.
I have to give them that. That was 18 years of frustration let out in that last 4 minutes or so with all how loud that place got.
Yeah, that place was rocking. They didn't have a lot to cheer about the first 2.5 periods, and it was looking kind of bleak for them. And then they came alive with that first goal. So
Tage Thompson, man, he is a great player. I mean,
kudos to them.
Yeah,
great fans. They deserve that. But
it's very weird seeing us say this about a Buffalo team.
Yeah. I never root for the Sabres or the Bills because, one, the Bills, I just, can't root for the Bills. It could be in Steelers fans. And I'm a Bruins fan, so I can't root for the Sabres because, we're rivals.
Yeah.
So but if they were playing against anybody else, I would maybe I would root for them because it's been so long. But because they're playing against the Bruins, obviously I can't. But, it was great to see. I forgot about it being so close to us. I was looking to see what tickets actually were going for.
Very expensive.
Were they? I didn't.
Well, for a playoff game, I guess not.
I'm sure they are. Probably can't even get them.
Yeah. I was looking at game 1. It was about $500.
Yeah.
Starting at.
That's quite a bit for a playoff. I understand why it's that high. It's been so long. Yeah,
Game 2 is at 400 right now. So.
Yeah. So I'll probably pass on that, but good to see anyway. Local team doing good. Hopefully the Bruins can bounce back and make this a long, exciting series.
Yep. So with that, the Boston Bruins are down 0-1. Sabres with a magical storm back to make it 1-0 in that series. And then our final cap off from the game 1s was the Utah Mammoth versus the Golden Knights. 4-2, the Golden Knights go up 1-0. I don't really expect this to be much.
Me either. That game's on too late for me. I can't watch it. But I would expect the Knights to win that probably in 5 games.
So with that being said, there's our NHL cap, NBA cap, NFL cap. Let's go ahead and get into we got about 3 plays here, all in one. Coming from Sabres and Buffalo, here's Tage Thompson under the pad of Swayman and ties the game for Buffalo.
Great play from Thompson. Comes out of the corner. Not much said there. Just ties the game up.
Also staying with the Sabres and Boston. Here it is. Puck around the corner. Pass to Samuelson. His shot for the lead. Got it! Goal for the Sabres, and they take the lead.
What a shot. Top corner. Nothing Swayman could do on that one.
And if my dad isn't feeling the torture yet, he will now. Thompson up ahead. Open neck. Tuch. Say good night. The Sabres 4 unanswered in the 3rd period.
Yep. That was all she wrote. You know what? He almost missed that. He almost shot that over the net, but he didn't.
Coming from Hornets and Heat. Diabate to pass it in. Hornets need a 3 to tie it. White, turnaround, got it! Magic and Charlotte as Kobe White ties the game.
What a shot.
A big time. I mean, you know how difficult that is?
Turnaround jump shot like that. Falling out of bounds.
Right off the inbound.
Crazy.
Staying Hornets Heat, this time in overtime. Hornets down by 1. LaMelo Ball to the basket. Got the layup. Hornets take the lead with 5 seconds. Mitchell has to go the distance of the floor. Mitchell, layup, blocked. It's over. The Hornets.
Unbelievable. What a finish to a game.
that was about, I mean, I don't know. The play in basketball was probably some of the best basketball I've seen. This was an amazing game. And how about the block to put the exclamation point on it? And he got up there for that one. Coming from Warriors and Clippers, Curry to Draymond, back to Curry. Game tied at 117. Curry for the lead. You bet. Who else? Stephen Curry.
Can't give him that kind of look. It's going to go in every time.
He was in the first row after making that shot. Well, with that being said, Dad, that will end today's episode, but there's playoffs, so why not? Let's end it off with any predictions from NBA, NHL, doesn't matter.
You want a game or series? We kind of went through the series. I'm going to go with tonight's game.
There's about 3 of them.
Knicks, Hawks. I'm going to say the Hawks tie it up. I'm going to go out on a limb.
I like that take, actually. I think the Hawks are a little bit underlooked in this series. I'll go out and say the Minnesota Timberwolves tie it up with the Nuggets. Late night game starting at 10:30, and they tie the series at 1 game apiece.
I like it. I can see that.
So with that being said, that'll end today's episode of PM Sport Talk here on YouTube. Once again, I'm Preston. That's my father, Mike. We hope you guys have a good rest of your week, and goodbye.